Yo, it's your boy Rush. We back at it with Sir Hale Speaks. Nah, I mean, side hustle is Rush Enterprise. If you're in the state of New Jersey and you need armed security or unarmed security, I could line that up for you. My business line is 973-558-4659. Know what I mean? And that's it. And yo, again, yo, my bad for the inconvenience. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, man, but I still got this young king in the building. My bad, Sir Hale, man. I'm gonna make it up for you. I promise. You know what I mean?
Oh, we all good, bro. We all good, bro.
Word up. Yo, I'm gonna start from the top again. You know what I mean? It might sound redundant, but the show gotta keep going on, you heard? Alright. Now, yo, my first question for you is um what is what lines you up to become a content creator? And with your long term goals, are you trying to get a Spotify deal or a talk show? Talk to me.
Yeah, man. So I've been talking about relationships since I was 7. And when I hit 14, my voice got deep and then my voice got sexy. You know what I'm saying? I got sexy. So what I did is I got compliments that I should start speaking. And so as a result of that, I'm like, why not try to see if this works on YouTube? So I tried Facebook. It didn't go nowhere on Facebook. I'm like, this ain't for me. And then I got on YouTube and I said, if I get 1,000 subscribers in a year, then this is something. And in 3 months, I got 1,000. And then in a year, I got 35,000. So I'm like, maybe this is something for me. So that was kind of the mindset. I wanted to see how to disseminate my message, and it just worked out.
Word up. Cause yeah, man, like the first time we linked up, like you had about a 3,000 subscribers, man, and I saw your growth, man. It's like, yo, hard work really do pay off, man. I commend you for doing that, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man. Yeah, and you're right.
Word,
So my goal is I want it all, man. I want the brand deals. I want the speaking engagements. I want to be on satellite radio, talk shows, motivational speaking, book signings. I want it all. And my goal is it's not really just to say I'm doing it. I think I got something of value to give to people. And I want to help people in their lives. So I want it all, bro. I want it all.
word up. Word. Like when, cause you seem like a type of individual that like to help people. Like when you helping people and giving them good advice, does that give you some type of fulfillment when you help people like that on that level?
Bro, I'll do it with for no pay. That's how much I love it. You know what I mean? I just
Word,
want to see
word.
people win. You know what I mean? That's why we have like a group, a group where we go through daily reels and we encourage each other. Hey, this is what we need to do. Hey, focus on this. This is how to make better content because it's all about helping people, right? Relationships every day at the gym. It's just all the time. I enjoy it. And I honestly believe it's my life's cause. So I would do it for free. That's how much I love it.
Word up, word up. I mean, I could tell you genuinely love what you do right now. Like, your delivery will be on point when you're putting out your message, and it's really digestible for the youth to receive what you're saying, man. And I commend you for doing that, man. We need more heads like you in the game, man. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you, bro.
Now, word out. Now, I could tell, with your perfect English and all that, the Queen's English or whatever, like, I can't really tell you if you have an accent or anything. So, yo, tell me where you from and what it's like growing up, wherever you're from. I mean,
Yeah, I am from Illinois, Midwest in the building. Represent. Y'all
hey,
know what
Sir
time it
Hale
is,
Speaks in the
right? So
building.
up there, man. Come from Illinois, man. Come from really good stock. Most of my family speaks very well, and the way that I grew up, you couldn't slur, you couldn't talk lazy, and I come from a generation of singers. And so, if you come from singers and musicians, you understand that there's a level of presentation to all that you do. And so, part of what you see from me is because is years of being a musician, coming from singers, people focusing on your pronunciation, so on and so forth. So that's what you see. I come from a family of that makes sure that if you're gonna talk, you're gonna sound like you somebody. So that's where that comes from.
word up. Now, since you come from a long line of musicians and singers, have you ever dabbled into that, like
Yeah, yeah,
singing and making records and stuff like that?
yeah.
Okay,
So
okay, okay.
I haven't made any records, but I've scored all the music for stage plays. I've written for for singers.
Oh, so you did some ghostwriting.
Yeah. So I've done
Okay.
some things. I've got a couple things out on YouTube, but that before I got into the corporate world and into this, I was a musician, and that's how I earned a living. So between like 19 and 25, 26, that's all that I did.
Wow.
Piano.
Now, now, when you did the ghostwriting or whatever, right? Like, break down the business aspect of it. Like, did you like are you getting like residuals for certain records you make, or they pay you off jump just to get rid of you so you don't have the royalties rights of it? Like, how did that work out for you?
No, so I didn't get that far, boy. So when I was writing, it was just because it was just for the love of the music. At
Right,
that point of writing, I wasn't thinking about the business of it. Now, do I have my membership? I think with ASCAP, I do have all that stuff still. But when I wrote for songs for people, it was just because I wanted to see them being put on.
right.
And that's what that was about. But I never
Okay,
got as
so you
far
worked out
at that point.
you worked out a deal with ASCAP. Well, I mean, you don't like anybody could fill out the papers for the ASCAP and
Yeah,
get a
just
certain
a member.
percentage
Yeah,
of it. Yeah, because it's the best way. Because BMI, EMI, they automatically take 50% of whatever you're making. You know what I mean,
yep,
so I think that was a smart move for you to go through the channels of ASCAP to get
yep.
those royalty checks coming in. You heard?
Yeah, man. Yep.
Word it out, word it out. Yo, my next question for you, man, is uh okay, who would you like to collab on in this YouTube scene? I mean, like, do you got any specific content creator you would like to link up and make some uh content with on a collabo base?
Man, that's such a good question. So, one person in particular, there's this guy Rush, a really good guy, really good content. I definitely want to do some more collaboration with this guy, and that's on Real Talk. I think we talked about this before, so definitely some more collaborations. But man, it's three people. Well, one is gone, of course, Kevin Samuels. He was one of the people who I admired. Like most people never seen me talk about him very much or see me. He's on one thumbnail, and that's when he passed away. Because I have that much respect. I don't want to mess with his body of work at all, but I hold him in such high regard. So he was one, but he's not here. The other one is uh, 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 the lead attorney. I definitely want to do a collaboration with him. Love what he does. That he is the real deal. And then
Yeah, I like what he does too, man. And I
yeah,
think you and him will make a perfect match for collabo, man. That joint would be definitely fire.
yeah, TLA, you hear this? I'm gonna be reaching out soon. And then Jordan Peterson. So I'm gonna tell you why I've been working so hard to build my numbers up. And I'm gonna tell you why. I want respect in this space, and I haven't done any huge collaborations because I want whoever comes on my platform to be like, no, that dude in here getting it. I respect I respect his hustle. And so at first I'm like, I'm gonna wait till I get 10, then 20, then 30. I'm like, let's see if I can get 50 on this. And now that we're about to hit it, it's about time to do some collaboration. So you're gonna be seeing some new stuff in the
Yeah,
future.
I mean, you got the views, the subs, man. I mean, it's only right, man. You
Yeah,
know?
man. And don't forget, yo, everybody who's watching, if Rush plays me to the side, let this be known on national television. I said I wanted to collab with him. So if we don't, is his fault.
Man, you know we're gonna do another collab, man. Come on.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, my brother.
Word out. Now, what's your thoughts on Sierra wearing that skimpy outfit, man? Like, it's basically a 304 uniform, man. Like, do you think, like, do you think her husband is a simp? And if you don't, you know what I mean? Give me the breakdown on why.
There's a lot. There's a lot at play here.
Yeah,
One, so I don't like to talk about anybody's wife directly, right? So I try to generalize it. But if Sierra was just a singer, you know, I couldn't say much. But she threw Christian on there. She a Christian woman. She got, you know what I mean. She Christian. She prayed for Russell, and
wait a minute. She's like a self-proclaimed Christian for real.
yeah, she's a Christian. So
I didn't
so
know that.
yeah. So my concern is there's a certain way, a standard you got to live by when you are that. And I don't know about you, but I don't want the world to see everything my wife has. I don't want her to feel that need or even that comfortable with that. And I think that it should have been where even if everybody else was doing it, as a wife, as a Christian wife, is like wear something nice, but not that revealing. Because what it looked like, she was the most uncovered, and she was married, and she's a Christian. So it's all those dynamics. And I don't think that necessarily Russell is a simp for marrying her, but I think at some point it needs to be clear that how she conducts herself is a direct reflection of him, right? How she conducts herself makes us look at him as if he is a weaker man and doesn't have any control or any say so over his household, whether or not that's true.
Oh yeah, but how can I put it right? It's like okay, I guess I could you know say that's true, but like at some point, there should be like a fine line that you can't cross. And from looking at the dynamic of the relationship between the both of them, it looks like she run things, man. To be real with you, I mean, cause no, same dude will allow his chick to rock that 304 uniform, man. That's just
Was
not right, man.
let me tell you what happened with men is we have been we have been stealthily, like it's been a real number done on ego, where if a man says he doesn't like it, then we point to he must be insecure, he needs to trust his woman. And so a lot of men in an effort, in an attempt to protect their ego and not come off as weak, we just let stuff go because we don't want to hear, well, you insecure. And I think men need to push back on that. A man having standards and not wanting his wife to present herself in a certain way is not an indictment on his confidence or his security with his woman. It just means he has a standard. And I think so many men, including Russell Wilson, are part of that category where if he says something, he looks weak. And the perception is he's insecure because his wife is attractive. But I think he's got to push back on that in all men. If your wife is doing something that makes you look bad, be clear and vocal about it. And if she doesn't stop her, then the truth is she might not be your wife. You might be married to someone who's not your wife.
Yeah, I mean, yo, I feel you on that, and you're right, man. If like she's moving like the way she moving, then she doesn't belong to you. She probably belong to the streets, man. And you know me, man. State Secretary is my campaign, man. Know what I mean? My next question for you is, do you think the leftist feminist movement have lied to women, and if so, give me the breakdown on why you think so.
Again, so the first, second waves, no. I do think that with so many men coming back from war, being displaced, dealing with PTSD, and women needing to go into the workforce, I think the first and second wave were necessary for women to have rights to go to work and to be respected, so on and so forth. This third, fourth is these waves where it's no longer about equality, even if that is such a thing. It's more about superiority and power. And I think that it has tricked women into believing that if you get more money, have more sex, do what you want to do, travel, and spend your youth acting like a man, then you're gonna be happy. They have created a whole level of psychological and emotional damage from trying to live like men. Look, it's hard being a dude. A lot of the stuff we do, we wish we didn't do. And I think a lot of them were sold into they don't need a man. And yes, they were lied to. Take that a little deeper. Broken women who believed in that are also at a they're also an issue because they're the ones who pumped it in their head to go to school, get a job, get the bag, so you don't need no man. And that level of vitriol that was put into women's head, they created a whole narrative that men are bad and that they don't need man unless they need to get piped down, they need to be protected, or they want some provision. And so the essence of a man is not appreciated because women haven't been taught to see a man's essence. They see his penis, his protection, and his paycheck. And that's a result, a consequence of what the leftist feministic um, this dogma has done to a lot of our women, a lot of our unsuspecting women.
Word up. And I agree with you on that, like 100%. My next question is for you, right? Like, yo, what are your thoughts on paternity fraud? Now, do you think when women get caught doing paternity fraud, do you think there should be some type of harsh punishment for them when they commit this kind of act? And if so, give me the breakdown on why.
Man, you know how I feel about this one. This one did to me, brother. Yes, so paternity fraud is off rip. That's emotional. That's the most emotional. Uh, you know what I mean? Like that's emotional distress, like right off the rip. Especially for fathers who want to be. If you make a man believe that a kid is his, and you say, "I'm 1,000% sure," I'm 1,000% sure this is my kid, and he orients his heart and life towards that just to find out that it's not, that does something. Now you take that a step further. Now this dude is on child support, or he's been paying for the kid for years, or the man marries the woman under the perception that she was honest about this kid and he wanted to have a family because he knows the statistics that a two-parent household is good for the kids. That's emotion. Listen, that's destruction right there. And I think that women who intentionally do this, and that's where it gets gray, because how do you determine this? I think that it should be punishable to some degree. If they lie or negligence can make a man have to pay money, then there certainly has to be a consequence for women who lie about this, or at least are negligent in figuring out whether or not that the father is the father. So yes, there should be some punishments.
you know, here's the thing about my thoughts on that. It's like, yo, even like say for instance, a dude links up with a chick, they have a kid that don't work out, he go his way, she go his way, right? Yo, like even like okay, he finds out the kid's not his, right? Even if he would have proof that that child's not his, there is a strong process for you to get off that child support, man. Even when you do prove it's not yours, man. I think some of these laws need to be changed, man, because it's definitely uh, uh, a hindrance for a man to transcend to the next level, man. Know what I mean? Because if you're constantly hustling up just to give off bread for a child that's not yours, man, it's like like yo, that's rob, that's extortion, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You don't get
But
that
yo,
time or money back. So
word
that's,
out.
you know what I mean? That's
It's
rough.
yeah, and then the psychological effect on the child. You know what I mean? Like when he finds out that that's not his biological father, man. That's another crime in itself, man. Know what I mean,
That's a fact.
yo, my next question for you is, do you think the red pill community gives out good advice to the youth? And if so, if you do, let me know. Give me the breakdown. If you don't, I still want the breakdown to that. I mean,
Yeah, so I think the red pill has its place. I think though, however, you can become too extreme in that red pill philosophy, especially if you don't address the hurt. Now, this is where it really comes in at. Red pill is supposed to give you information about the way life is. Forget all the Disney pictures, forget all the movies, forget all the love stuff, forget that. That's not real. It is the Matrix. Red pill helps you to see that there's nature behind all of this. That a lot of this lovey-dovey, this sweet stuff that you see is to get something. It's not pure. So red pill has its place. But I think hurt men who gravitate to this space and who want to live in the state of rage that women are nothing and they're evil and they're hypergamous and they're hurt because the woman that they love didn't love them back, or like I tell them, like it's two women that can make you red pill. Is your mother or the woman you love. So he gets rejected or hurt or wounded and he never heals. And now that red pill metastasizes and it becomes cancerous to all of his relationships and his fundamental philosophy for life. So red pill has its place, but what the benefit that comes out of it is predicated on whether or not the people who gravitate to this space are healed or in the process of healing. And I think that's the distinction. But yes, it has its place and it is a very much needed thing.
okay, so pretty much you're saying that the remedy to red pill rage is basically learning how to heal from a damaged emotional state, right?
Absolutely.
Word out. I respect that. You know what I mean? Yo, my next question for you is, what are your thoughts with males not having reproductive rights? What are your thoughts on that? Give me the breakdown on it.
Yeah, so I think that if women are saying, and I did a stream on this, I said, if women are like, you know what, my body, my choice. My body, it is my choice. Okay, okay. It is your body, your choice. Okay, we'll go with that. But don't then tell me it's your body and your choice, and then ignore that it's my wallet and my money. Which one do you want? Do you want us to have equal rights? Because we're fighting for equality, right? We talk about feminism. That's about equality, right? So it can't be equality when you want what you deem as power, and not equality when it comes to the reproductive rights. Because if I'm going to be equally as responsible for this kid, I have to have an equal voice. And if that's not the case, then somebody has too much power, and you give a person that's immature too much power, and you start to see the systems being, oh, that's what's happening now. The systems get abused because you give one side too much power. And so I think the other part to this is, I think men are doing it now. We got to be more vocal and push for legislation to be pushed so that we do have some rights about this, right? So this has part to do with the law, but then also, men, be careful of who you have kids with. Make sure that you don't have kids with a woman that's going to put you through this to the best of your ability. And that's how I feel about that. So it's got to be, if I got to be equally responsible, I need to have an equal voice when it comes to the reproduction to reproductive rights.
Word out. I totally feel you on that, man. 100%. Um, yo, my next question for you is, um, what do you okay? What are some things you think we should do to implement into our community to make it a lot better? Like, what would you put in the community to make it a lot better? As far as like, I mean, teaching the youth on staying out of trouble and edifying themselves spiritually, mentally, and financially. Now, man, give me a breakdown on that.
Yeah, so I'm a family man. I believe that family is the centerpiece of all of this. So I believe in having a solid family, someplace at the end of the day you come home to, someplace you learn and you grow, you develop ethics and morals and a sense of direction for life. I think that's the most critical part. From there, your local churches and your schools, your athletic centers, things like that, where kids can come to and learn arts and disciplines and skills. I think that's the other part of that. And then I think is the community at large. Like, it can't just be you and your house and then whatever else. We got to come together as a community. And I think that together, having that bond, I think that creates great neighborhoods and even more productive kids, because we're surrounded by people of the same mindset, right? So I think it starts in the home, and then it spreads abroad.
Word up. Yeah, because you know, great nations is built with the nuclear family, you know what I mean? And I hopefully one day, you know, it'll come back, you know? My next question for you is, um, if you can change anything from your past, what would it be? And if so, give me the breakdown on that.
Absolutely nothing. I am not me without it. So if
Word up.
for me to go back and change something in my past would be dishonest to my future. I needed everything in my past to make me who I am today. So I wouldn't change anything.
Word up. So okay, okay, I feel you. I feel you on that, man. So you don't regret nothing.
I
Like,
do.
okay, word up. My next question for you is, what are your thoughts on Kim Kardashian blaming Ray J for the whole film joint that they did together? But yo, it was all planned out by her moms, man. Give me the breakdown on that, man.
I think when you have kids, you start to realize how stupid you were early on. Now, like, so if I did something stupid like that, that might be something in my past I want to change. Uh, but I think that's what happens. And then I think just a lot of women go back into protective mode, and they're willing to pin an entire lie on a man to protect themselves. So I think that that's dishonest, and I think that Kim has to come to Jesus, come to Jesus moment, and be honest with herself, whether or not. Ray J leaked it. Let's say he did. Let's just put it out there. Let's say he did all of it. There would be nothing to leak if she didn't participate. So she has to own her part in it as well.
But see, the thing is, Damone orchestrated everything. You know what I'm saying? And they allowed to a whole world to believe that it was Ray J's doing, but really they manipulated him to get down with that. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
it just so happened that he brought that out because he was having trouble. Like he got a huge company, a huge tech company, right? And I guess he got a board that with his tech company, and there's certain things and certain assets he can't really touch because of that situation, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, because of that past mistake he made, it's kind of playing with his you know what I mean, his bread with his company, man. And I think that's unjust, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Word
Yeah.
up.
That's what I'm saying. We got to be careful. Like what you do is going to come out. So don't do something stupid. And to the ladies, look, if you do something stupid, you got to own that because you're going to look real crazy once you put that out there and the truth comes out. And I think so many women want to do whatever they want to do and get away with it and just blame the guy. And that's not the way that it works, right? Not for intelligent men. Men, some men know how to save that up as a bargaining chip if they get out of line. And I think Ray J did what was right. He called the truth to the table when they tried to pin it on him, and I think it backfired on them. And I think it's a marvelous thing to say. So I think that was wrong. You participated. You can't be upset with what comes as a result of that.
Word up. Yo, my next question for you is like, yo, which classic game are you with? Street Fighter or Tekken? And if so, give me the breakdown on that too. Know what I mean?
Dang, you should have prepared me for this one, brother. I would say Tekken. And the reason why is because of the drunken master. That's the only reason. That's the only one. That's the only reason. Yeah, I would have to pick Tekken.
I'm more of a Street Fighter, but Tekken was cool. Tekken is not better than Street Fighter, but it's like hand in hand. Know what I mean,
Graphics wise, is Tekken. Fun and that nostalgic feeling is Street Fighter.
okay,
To
I
be
give you
fair,
that.
to be
I give
fair,
you
I
that.
bought Street Fighter for my PS4, and so I still love the game as well. So like for that nostalgic feeling, I would say Street Fighter, but like for the
Okay, hold on,
feel of
hold
the
on.
game.
Okay, hold on, hold on. I got another question. When you playing Street Fighter, who's your go-to character?
Dang. So this gonna sound terrible, but anybody who's like the Asian or the karate. So whoever does that, that's the person I'm going to. Yeah, so that's really how I've always been.
Okay,
Bruce Lee was my guy, growing up. And so when Tekken and Street Fighter came out, anybody who resembled him, that was the person I went with.
you went to okay. I respect that. I dig that. Now, are you a Marvel fan or DC fan? And if so, who's your favorite character? And give me the breakdown on that too.
Man, I like them both, man. I know we'd be in a war like I'm a DC fan, but I like them all, man. I like all of them. You know what I mean? If I had a favorite character though, it definitely is Superman.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
Superman,
that's my favorite
word
character.
out from
If
DC.
if, if I
Okay, I
had
respect
if I had
that.
a close two, it's going to be Iron Man. And then if
Yo, okay.
and then if I
Oh,
had a
yo,
third, uh-huh.
yeah, yo, my question to you, right? Like, why Iron Man? Why Tony Stark's? Like, what gravitates yourself towards that character?
Man, I like highly intellectual individuals, and with his ability, his acute ability to understand technology and biology, just all those different facets of learning, of higher learning. I like stuff like that. That's what I was about to say. Hulk. Like Hulk gets credit for his muscles, but really it was his intelligence that made him what he was. And then you mixed it on with his brutal strength. Like so, those are my. And then I got to say something. I got to tell you, Black Panther as well. And then what's his name? Thanos. Thanos is the dude as well. You're mute.
yeah. Yo, Thanos. Yeah. He's definitely on my top five, man. Yeah, I mean, definitely a dope character, man. Like his origin story, like you could, like every hood dude from the hood could relate to that, man. All that pain and strife he went through, man. It's only right for him now. You know what I mean? To be so logical and masculine to handle his, you know what I mean? I mean his
Absolutely.
decision, man. You know what I mean? All for the greater good, man. You know? Um,
Absolutely.
yeah. Now my next question for you is, yo, okay, what's your thoughts on Tom Brady's divorce, man? Like, do you think like his wife overreacted because he wanted to play ball for one more year? Yo, talk to me. Let's expound on this.
Man, I don't care how fine a woman is. If she's not helping you, I think we've forgotten what marriage is all about. Like we've made this marriage about partnership and beauty, and he does for her, and she does for him. And there's this sort of idea that it's balanced. A wife is a helper to her husband, and I believe that if a wife is not in lockstep harmony with what you want to do, and she's not pushing you to be your greatest, then it might be best for you to part ways. I hated that it happened because beside that, I hadn't heard of any issues. You know what I mean? I'm like, for the most part, it seemed like they got a good marriage, good kids. He gives her credit. I don't think that a man working is a good reason to divorce if that's the only thing you mad at. Because I can guarantee there's some women who wish they man would get up and go work, right? So it's rich people problems. You marry you're disappointed that he's working too much, and maybe she felt disrespected and slighted because he said he was going to retire and she wanted to focus on some things. But you can't play football forever. And I hoped that she would have waited, right, and stuck around and been with them, because who else she gonna find? Is she gonna find another a Tom Brady? The chances of that are no. You're not gonna find a Tom Brady. You're not gonna find somebody to replace your kid's father. So stick with your man. That's what I wish would have happened.
Word up. And I understand why you say it like that. Yo, this is my last question. Like, yo, I could tell you got like a supreme hunger for success. Like, where does this motivation derive from?
Man, man, they let me be real with you.
Of course, you could be real with me, man. I'm your boy.
When I was growing up, they used to there was an ugly period of my early life. Ugly. So it was like in my teenage years early on, and then in my adulthood, where people just counted me out. Where people just said what I wasn't gonna be. I mean, I'm talking about just dirty people who I believed in. And I took it personally. And I'm like, all right, give me about 10 years. These are my literal words. Give me about 10 years. And in 10 years, in every area, right, we surpassed. And for me, it's two things. You don't put people down when they're down. I think you are a low person if you know somebody's down and you kick them while they're down. The second thing is, I got to win because people are looking up at me. I got two sons and two daughters, and I got a host of people who are waiting for me to make it as inspiration that they can too. So I got an incentive that if I quit, I'm going to fail at inspiring somebody to be their greatest. So I got to get up every single day and go get it. Because if I go get it, I'm inspiring other people to go get it too. And how many families can I help? How many fathers can I help? How many sons can I build? And then in turn, if we do that for them, how can they build their families and their kids and their wives? So this hunger for success is driven from me wanting to help people. Because if we're not helping people, then what are we doing? That's where that comes from.
Man, those are some noble words you just dropped on us, man. I definitely, you know what I mean, appreciate those words of wisdom, man. I'm definitely going to take that and take it for consideration and implement some of that into my lifestyle, man. Yo, man, you're one of the realest cats I know in this YouTube streets, you heard? I
Hey,
rocks with you, Sir
real
Hale.
no real,
Come
bro.
on. Word up. Yo, man, the last thoughts you want to give to the people before we sign out?
Absolutely. So if you guys are not subscribed to this channel, if you guys are not following my brother on Instagram and whatever else he's doing, y'all are missing. You're disrespectful. You're disrespectful, and I won't tolerate it. Y'all subscribe to this channel. Show my brother some love. He's doing great stuff. My bro, I appreciate you, man. Love what you do. And I'm not sure how we connected, But I'm glad we did, bro.
I'm glad so too, man. Yo, it's your boy Rush. This interview is officially over. Seek wisdom, practice humility, and always stay sucker free. You heard? One.